Hi, it's time once again to take a look at what I colored in the month of November 2018, and I'll start with my most recent book purchase. This is Light of the Angels by Deborah Muller. Yeah, this one was completed with Prismacolor Scholars and rainbow pencil on this right here. And for her skin, I used a base coat of Art and Fly skin tone and then shaded with pencil. And this is the second one. Yeah, this one was also done with Prismacolor Scholars, rainbow pencils, and Crayola markers. And that was done mostly on the flowers. And there's a little bit of glitter glue on her dress. And this one was done with Arteza pencils, Crayola Super Tips, and metallic markers. And for the stained glass, I used neon highlighters. I also did one in her Magical Fairies book. And this one was done with Sivo Vivid for the background, and Arteza pencils and Crayola Super Tips, and some gel pen, tan mint gel pen on her wings. I did one in C.L. Aldridge's book, Flowers and Flyers. And on this one, I used Sharpies and Prismacolor Scholars. I did one in the Red Queen. There we are. And I used a variety of different pencils on this one. I used Sivo Vivid for the background, and some Faber-Castell Echo pencils, also on the background. And for their hair, I used Pelican pencils, including the captain here, and Arteza pencils on their clothing mostly. And of course some metallic markers. My only complaint, I wish I had chosen a different color for his uniform, because he looks like a member of a marching band. But I wanted something that would, wouldn't blend in. Say like a blue. I should have maybe a purplish blue would have been better. I did a few in World of Flowers by Joanna Basford. Now these two pages I numbered the flowers, and 1 through 21 were done with every set of pencils I have. Now, a lot of them aren't full sets. For example, this one was done with the Derwent Color Soft, but I only have skin tones in that set. And the rest I finished off using my favorite sets for this book. And I find the Prismacolor Scholars, Pelican pencils, and even the Crayolas work very well. And both the student grade and the artist signature ones. Now, this one was done with Prismacolor Premier, but I found myself having to go over it with a blending pencil. This one, the color palette was inspired by Zoe Archer's channel. She started this one on her channel, and she called it the Poppy of Remembrance. And I thought this was a really good idea. So on this one, for the background and in the center, I used gold metallic markers. And the rest, most of it was done with the Crayola artist pencils. And some in here with Crayola Super Tips. And this one, with the multi-compartments, I used Prismacolor Scholars, Art 101 brush pens. I also used Sharpies. As you can see, I don't recommend using Sharpies, but I wasn't planning on coloring this one anyway. I think out of all these, I think this one's my favorite. This one, the background I did with gold metallic pencil, and I filled it out with the Prismacolor Scholars. I did one in Bells and Blossoms. This was done with yellow highlighter markers. And what I did, to begin with, I went over the entire picture with a yellow highlighter, except for the girl. And then I I used mostly Prismacolor Scholars. Up here in this corner, I started with, if it was, I can't remember if it was, yeah, Pelican pencils. But they were looking kind of dull, so I switched, and I liked the results. And for her, I used the Art 101 brush pen on her hair as well. And her skin was done with Prismacolor Scholars. And the butterfly was done with markers and metallic marker. I did one in The Witcher. Now, I did this page on the suggestion of one of my buddies on Instagram. I commented on one coloring she did in this book, and she said, well, it's time to dust off your copy too, so I did. And I used Arteza watercolors and pencils. And a little bit of markers, gel pens on the butterflies. If I can make them shine here, there we go. And some white painter's pen. And finally, I did one in Color My Sketchbook Dragons by Bennett and May Klein. Two YouTubers, Coloring Book Nook and Sharon's Sanctuary, were doing a color along for Bennett Klein, and it inspired me to dig out this old book because I hadn't colored in it for ages. And with keeping with my theme for coloring angels this month, there we go. I used metallic markers for the background, Crayola Super Tips, and then shaded with Prismacolor Premier pencils. And that's it. That is all I colored for the month of November 2018. Oh, and by the way, I want to thank everyone who responded to my question in last month's video about finding a printer to print off your PDFs. A couple of people mentioned contacting the Coloring Queen, and I did, and it did yield some very valuable information, so I want to thank you for that. And with that said, thanks for watching.